Hey everybody, welcome to Ongaku Concept. Last week, I transcribed the melody to Professor Oak from Pokemon Red and Blue, and this week, I'll be transcribing the bass part. And looking at the voices, one by one, it would make sense to do the harmony next, and you could do that. However, I'm going to do the bass part first, and the reason is because the melody is typically the highest register, and the bass is usually the lowest, and thus the name bass. And harmonies can be tricky sometimes, especially more complex harmonies, and especially for beginners who are just learning to transcribe. Harmonies can be really difficult to hear because they're in the middle and they're not on one end of the spectrum. So, a great way to get used to transcribing harmonies is to it's kind of like the process of elimination. You work with the melody first and get the high parts out of the way. You work with the bass next to get the low parts out of the way. And then you know that it's not these notes, it's not these notes. So whatever extra notes you may be hearing must be part of the harmony. And it's a pretty effective way of learning to transcribe harmonies and stuff. But we'll save the harmony for next week. This week, we're going to be focusing on the bass part. So, let us begin. I love the way this bass enters right here. I mean, it can hardly be called a bass part because it's so high up there, but whatever. 1, 2, 3, bup, bup, bup. I love it. So we just have 3 little staccato notes. F sharp, B, and C sharp. I don't know how to music. And those are not 16th notes. I don't know why I had the 16th note thing selected. And I'll go ahead and add little staccato things. Everything's staccato really, but in this bass part. Alright, so, bass part. And I'm just going to be listening to the lower parts, and yeah, I think it's pretty straightforward to listen and differentiate what's the bass, what's the harmony, what's the melody, even if they're all the same instrument, because you'll find that a lot of these lines kind of follow certain patterns. So if you can kind of stay focused on, and they don't really jump around too much. So if you can kind of stay focused on a single, you'll understand what I mean when you hear it. That's cool. Just the bass is kind of out of the way here, and then it gets going towards the towards the end of this little section. How funny. The harmony is actually in the lower register than the bass at this point. So I guess it's a little unfair to call these by melody, harmony, bass. They're just 3 different voices. But whatever. This sounds like a bass part to me, so... And it has a bit of a different sound character than the harmony does. The names for these sound waves escape me at the moment, but continuing on. That's really cool. It's a little fast. See, this sounds very much like a bass part to me. Even though it's so high up there, it just sounds like something a bassist would play. Alternating between root and fifth like this. And, whoops. There's that A natural again. I thought I heard the root note played twice again at the start of this bar, but it's not. Alright. I second guess myself a lot. But you know, I try my best to be as efficient. Not this isn't entirely efficient if I'm double checking everything, but I pride myself on being as thorough and precise as possible. So I kind of double check things a bunch to make sure that I am. Oh, that's nice. A little chromatic run up there at the end. I'll check and make sure I'm right on that. Okay. Here we go. Awesome! That's the whole A section of the song complete. Now onto the B section. So just going back and forth. Between A and C sharp. Alright, so after this, which had the same rhythm, just down on G sharp and B, I'm going to move this down. Okay. And the next part was the same intervals down a whole tone. And what was after that? Okay. and curious, if anything. I put a repeat sign here because the melody repeats exactly, but I'm curious to see if the bass does as well. Alright, it does. Cool. So that is the bass part. And as we transcribed it, I think it became even more clear how much like a bass part it really is. Because all it's playing, for the most part, aside from a few like little melodic patterns like this, it's mostly just alternating between the root and fifth, or the root and third of chords. And like over here in this case, it was just playing the third and fifth, but yeah, just alternating between chord intervals as bass parts often do. It's really neat. And yeah, so that is the bass part. Thank you for watching. If you got any questions, you can let me know in the comments, or email me at ongakuconcept@gmail.com. Next week, we will be transcribing the harmony part, and that's where things are going to get fun. We're going to fill this thing out. So I'm looking forward to it. Hope you guys are. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next week.